Welcome back. Today things are really going to start getting exciting because it's going to be time to do the plan. I know that you're excited because that's one of the reasons you're here, right? You want to do an event. You want to start a business. So what you've got in front of you right now is a canvas. And what you're going to do with this is you're going to fairly easily develop an outline of what your business is. So if you all have been power thinking, brainstorming about what your business event is going to be at the end of this thing, this will help you to define what that might look like. Also, you can use this as your personal business plan for those of you who are trying to start your own business, because every business needs structure. It doesn't mean that structure sometimes scares people. It doesn't mean you're going to try to take away from the creativity, the originality, the uniqueness of your business, or the ability to change in the middle. All these things, all businesses have to have the ability to change, to move, to shake. So, but you have to have some method of getting to the point where you're actually helping the people that you want to service with your business and making a little money when you're doing it. So here we go. So take a minute, think about why you came to this thing and what the problem is that you all are thinking about solving. Is it something to do with, I don't know, feeding people? Is it something with growing food? Is it something with maybe selling things? Whatever it might be that you're thinking about doing this thing. So that's your problem. What's the problem that you see that your business is going to be able to identify, is going to be able to address? So go ahead and take a minute and write down the problem that you see your business taking care of. And so write that down. And then as you're writing that problem down, I'll be talking as you're writing. So write down the problem. And then think about how you're going to solve that problem. What are you going to do in your business that's going to solve the problem that you've just identified? Because obviously, you're not going to be able to have a successful business if you can't solve the problem that you're out there to take care of. Everybody who starts a business thinks of a problem that needs to be taken care of. Like my business, CoachRick.Vision, is solving the problem of people needing to find their ground, to help people get to where they need to be in life, especially after suffering from coming from a broken family and that kind of thing. So think about that. And then think about the unique value proposition that you bring to the table. What is it that is unique about what you all are getting ready to do? As a group and getting ready to have a business, what is unique about what you're doing? If you're doing your own personal business, what is it that your personal business is unique? As a group, as a power thinking mastermind in that room you're in right now, thinking about a business event that you're going to do, what is the unique value proposition that you're going to bring to that event? When I say unique, it's like what sets you apart, right? What sets you apart from the masses out there that are going to be doing something similar to you? People do events all the time. People start businesses all the time. But what sets you apart from mine? It's hope. The honesty, the openness, the pure love, the essence that makes mine pretty much unique from what anything else I've ever seen. So write down what you believe is the unique value proposition. And then, is there an unfair advantage out there that you might have that you can leverage to make people want to come and purchase your product or attend your event or whatever it might be you're getting ready to do? Having an unfair advantage is not so much unfair as it is that you have something that others might not know about, or Or on the other hand, the competition. What is some of the competition that might be unfair, have an unfair advantage on you as well? So think about those things and go ahead and start writing those down. Remember that this is your future that you're talking about here with your business. So a lot of this takes some careful thought. And if you need some time to go through it and bring it back, I'm sure that Cheyenne and the group will help you come through this power thinking that you've got to do about this business plan. Because this is the most important part of doing what you're here to do. This is one of the most important parts. So it may take some time to get through it. There's a week in between these things. So this is very important to work your way through. Next thing is, who's your customers? What's your customer segment? If you were doing something like selling shoes, sports shoes, tennis shoes, sneakers, and stuff like that, well, your obvious customer would not be construction workers. It would not be, weddings. It would be sports people who like to do sports. So look at your problem, look at your solution, think about who your customers are. Like for me, you're my customers. And Cheyenne and me and Don and others go through a lot of work addressing our customers, figuring out who our customers are and finding ways to address them, to talk to them, to help them. So who is your perfect customer segment? Excuse me, I'm still coughing a little bit. It's going away, but I'm still dealing with it. So what's your customer segment? Who are you going to be trying to get to come and take part in your business? What are some of the channels that you're going to use to reach those customers? Is it going to be Facebook? Is it going to be telephone? Is it going to be churches? Is it going to be word of mouth? What would be the easiest, well, not so much the easiest all the time, but what would be the most advantageous channel you can use to reach your customer and convince them to come and take part in your business? I need to back up just for a minute. So go ahead and write those channels down, and we'll come back to what I want to talk about here in a second. Just write down your ideas about how you would reach your customers. As well as into your channels, not just your customers, but who else can help you connect. I'm sure that Shan and Don and everybody are going to be talking to you about the connections you need to make, not just directly with your customers, but with others who might be able to expand your sphere of influence to be able to reach customers. And the next piece of this, I want to talk a little bit about key metrics. So every business that you get into and every goal you make, everything you do has to be measured. So metrics are how you're going to measure the success of your solution. So like if you said that you know that there are 10,000 homeless people in your community, that's a lot of people, I know. But let's say there's 10,000. And your solution is to sell tiny homes to the government there or to the whoever to help bring those homeless people off the street and get them into these tiny homes. Well, of those 10,000, how many getting off the street would reasonably be a measure that you would feel like you could meet, and it would be that would put a dent in the homeless population. It might be 10%, it might be 30%, 50%, and that would require some research, to be able to determine because what you don't want to do is set a metric that you can't meet, because then you would consider yourself not being successful. So like when I was in Job Corps and I was doing placements and things like that for people coming out of Job Corps to get them jobs, I carried a caseload of about 900. And so if I was able to place somewhere between 60 and 80% of those young people coming out of Job Corps into jobs, then I was considering that a good metric, a reasonable metric to be able to measure. Could never get to the 100% because of whatever would happen. There's things that happen where people don't complete or whatever. So those are key metrics. What are your measures that you're going to put in place so that you can, set as a benchmark and then see where you are being successful? If you're having an event and you need to raise a certain level of funding to be able to pay yourself, pay your vendors, and that, what is the amount of money that you would need to bring in from that event in order to be able to cover your costs, to be able to pay everybody, and to be able to get a net profit off the top? That would be a measure you can put in there. So think very carefully about that one and write it down and put it in here. And you guys as a team can figure that out for the event. You also can figure that out for your personal business. So you definitely need to think about that and write that down in here. Okay, so then your cost structure. What do you need to be able to run this business? Do you need employees? Do you need vendors? Do you need materials? Do you need office space? Do you need automobiles? What is the cost structure of your business that you're going to need in order to be able to function? So that's another power thinking thing you need to come through. You need to think real hard about, and let me just stop real quick and say that it doesn't have to be 100% accurate right now. Don't get stuck in the idea that you're going to have everything meticulously, absolutely correct right now. You can get into analysis paralysis, and that happens with a lot of us. I mean, we get stuck where we think things got to be just right before you can submit, or before you put it in, or before you do this, do that. Well, it's not necessarily true, because you learn as you go. All business people will tell you that you will always work toward the success of your business, and by doing that, you're going to have ups and downs, ins and outs. I think Don can talk to you a lot about what his business was going through when he was doing his work. But anyway, any business person will tell you that it takes a while for a business to make profit. It takes ups and downs and changes in things. So don't think that this has to be absolutely perfect right now. Just get your ideas down on paper, and then you can power think it through. Remember, this is a canvas. It's a work of art that you're working on. So get your cost structure in there, get that set up so that you can move on. And your revenue streams. Where's your money coming from? Where is your sales? Where are your sales coming from? What kind of money we're looking at coming in? But where are your monies coming from? Is it all from just customers? Is it from donations? Is it from partnerships? Is it whatever it might be? You have to list those things to talk about the revenue streams, because obviously your revenue streams are very, very important. Will it be revenue coming from online? Will it be revenue coming from direct sales? Will it be money coming from telemarketing? What are your revenue streams? So write all those things down. Okay. So now you have developed your outline for your one-page business plan. Okay. So then what you can do with this is you can grow this out however you desire. But you can take each of these headings and you can actually put it into a Word document in a paragraph type document. It just is a standard business plan. And you can get as fancy with these things as you want to, right? Like you can turn these key metrics into bar charts. You can turn these cost structures and revenue streams into Excel spreadsheets. It all depends on how detailed you want to get. But this right here gives you a one-pager that lets you work with to be able to build your business plan. So that's that in a nutshell. Yeah, so there's your one pager. This, I know it may seem pretty simple. And it's not that hard. As you can see here, it's not that big of a deal to build a business plan. This can be your internal document. It doesn't need to be given to anybody particularly. But you can share it with whoever you want. Like if you ever want to get a loan or you want to share with someone. So there you go. That's your one-page business plan. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.